What is going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to run a small eBay business in your room, in your apartment, wherever you are in your life. You're just trying to get a side hustle going and you don't know how to start, what you need, how much space is available. I'm going to just tell you how to do it at the lowest cost possible and how to not need much of a shed or spaces just to fill up, and how I run my eBay store through the luxury of my room and also a little bit of space in the basement. Pretty simple, guys, but one thing that I started about is, what do you do when you start collecting a lot more inventory? What do you do with all that inventory? Because yes, you have to hold the inventory before it sells on eBay, which is probably one of the most things that people are discouraged about, is how am I going to store all this inventory? Where am I going to put it? What do I do if it don't sell? So with that being said, let me show you guys how I store in my room, a little bit of some tips on how to keep all your inventory together, how to not lose it, and more importantly, how to be space efficient and not waste a lot of room in your small house if you're just trying to get started selling on eBay. So stick with me, I'll show you exactly right now. So guys, first I just want to walk you through some of the materials and items that I use just to sell and just to run my eBay business online. First, I recommend getting a little slight scale. So I don't got nothing fancy here, just a simple scale, just the way my package is on. And basically this is like my shipping area. One thing that I do is, for my measurements, is keep the little measuring tape around, some scissors to cut the labels, because yes, I still use a printer in my brother's room just to print my labels. And secondly, just a roll of tape just to keep going. And one of these things that have saved me a lot of time and just a lot of money in the future is buying these poly bags on Amazon. I think there's $12 for, or they 12 by 15.5 inches poly bags for 12 bucks. And then just some random boxes that I keep here on the side. And then secondly, yeah, that's my YouTube video that's coming out, that's already out. But here is just the desk where I just kind of go through my orders and do a lot of my work. So with that being said, simple process from scale to printing my labels, to packing, and then shipping off. That's kind of what it looks like. As I see, guys, my room is not that big. And then here is kind of where the main work goes into my process of storing inventory. One thing that I do right now is that these things have just been listed. And what I love to do here is to throw them on top, and I'll show you guys how much inventory I keep downstairs, but I keep on top, and then as Sunday or Saturday comes, a lot of these items will sell. Right here, about 75 items listed in front of you here. And what I love to do is just, first off, I recommend, if you're just getting started, try to grab one of these guys here, one of these Tupperwares, and these things can store a lot. I store a lot of my inventory, as you can see, underneath my bed, and there's a lot of items in there. What I do is, when I have something sell, I just pull it out, grab an item, and just take it right over to the shipping table. Secondly, I stumbled upon a lot of these bags here. I'm gonna throw this away here. As you can see, these like larger like luggage bags, as you can see, they can store a lot of inventory, and I end up using and filling those for the longest time. So I keep about 85 to maybe even 90 items in my room, and even sometimes I'll put them in my closet to the side. But it's super simple. I don't know if that's exactly 80 items, but at least 50 items I keep in here. A lot of my good inventory I keep upstairs because I know that it will sell. So if you're just running a small eBay business, you're not going to want, if you only have like 100 to 200 listings, what I usually do at one given time, is that I don't need a lot of space. I don't need a garage or a shed to really just scale my business. Yet I'm still in college, and just still running my eBay business is fun, and I'm keeping it as swift as possible, just at the own luxury of my home. So that's kind of how I do it. Pretty straightforward. When I started to acquire a lot of inventory, I would just really keep it in the bags that I bought at the thrift stores and just stuff it under my bed. But then I feel like I was going underneath my bed. I was finding all these places to store the inventory, but it was getting out of control. But one thing I love about having like a small eBay business is that you know where everything is, you know, and you're not going to forget. I've never, knock on wood, lost or had an item go missing on me because it's been so swift, and I know exactly what's in this bag. I know what's in that bag. I know what's in all these little totes and stuff like that. I also have another one tucked up under there, but for the purpose of this video, I'm trying to store it away. It's one of those items that I keep a lot of my hard good stuffs in. So usually, as me, I'm selling on eBay is mainly clothes. Clothes do amazing for me and generate me a lot of sales. So I keep my niche to clothing and stuff like that. But that's kind of what I do. I stuff it in these totes. I stuff it in these bags. I shove it under my bed so it's out of my space, and you would have no clue that I'm really running an eBay business out of the luxury of my bedroom. It's pretty sweet. Wake up in the morning here, and I'm like, oh, check my phone. eBay business is running, got some sales, and then I just hit it over to the thrift. I mean, to the printing and just labels, and then hit the printer. So guys, yeah, check out that video, but that's kind of what I do. Simple, and I'm gonna show you guys in the basement how I keep inventory, why this is the most important, and I think that we all should need these if you're gonna try to scale or even get more sales and hold more inventory on your eBay store. So let's go downstairs. Okay, well, before I wanted to go downstairs, just want to show, that's kind of how it turns out. So I got my labels on here. I have the poly bag and then the item shipped. And then when I go out to do whatever I need to do, guess what? I take those packages to the post office and I get going. So this is how I go. Super simple. Luckily, my parents have made some space for me and have allowed me to really have a little section, a little island of all the stuff that I keep here. So this is another thing right here, one of these racks. These racks hold a lot of inventory here. I have the bottom and top filled. Luckily, like I said, my parents keep this and no one really uses or comes into my laundry room or stuff like that. So I keep it kind of business orientated. I have all my larger items here, coats, jackets, and just random stuff that I usually will tend to sell later. I know it's not the hottest item, but I just keep it on this rack here. And this rack has allowed me to just stuff inventory. It has allowed me to pile up a lot here and just learn to store and properly maintain, yet it's out of all the hustle and all the action going on in the house. But if you guys can get one of these, I say go ahead and pick up one of these racks. It has saved me a lot of time, it's saved me a lot of space, and more importantly, you can fit a large amount of clothing items. So yeah, so upstairs I just find some totes, find some bags that you can stuff your first inventory in that's away, out of sight, and just not really worried about it until it sells, and you're gonna just grab in that bag. And then once you start getting over 50 listings, I say this is when you start storing and buying another rack. Luckily, I'm in the process of trying to buy a lot and get my listings increased, so I have one of these from Amazon coming to me today or tomorrow, hopefully soon, waiting for inventory to be filled on. So I'm trying to get 2 of these racks. Just a slow, steady process to continue to grow my eBay business, but simple ways to store and not worry about where to put your inventory, what to do. Get one of these racks and it'll save you a lot of time running your business. So that's kind of my upstairs and downstairs. All my inventory on this rack. I come downstairs when a sale is made, kind of just source through these products, take it off the hanger, then replace it, then replace one of those items upstairs that aren't really selling and just bring it down here. So I try to keep as much as I can on the rack, but as you can see, it's getting filled up, and that's kind of how I do it. So that's kind of my little storage area, how I keep my numbers down, and also how I store as much inventory as possible just at the luxury of your home. I'm going to be doing this in college as well, so I'm going to show you guys my transition as I'm moving to an apartment, and just simple ways to not have a huge overload of clothing everywhere. It allows me to still use my room efficiently and allows me to still live and not worrying about running or losing my inventory. Simple ways. One thing that I learned through this process is one of the most hardest thing is probably getting inventory, but learning that inventory is not going to sell that fast, and that you don't know the turnover rate, and that you have to store that clothing. And I think that discourages a lot of people on how to hold the inventory to sell and start their eBay business. So that's kind of just simply all you really need. Just find some totes, some bags, like I said, and really start saving inventory. Hit that goal of how much you need. And then once I learned is that once you seem to be filled to capacity, you're gonna still find ways, and then just hold as much inventory as possible, because once you reach 100 and 150 listings on eBay, you're gonna see your sales skyrocket. You're gonna see your numbers go up. So just post as much. Don't let that affect your business. More importantly, just go out there and try to source as much products as you can, and don't hold back or be like, I can't buy that because I don't have enough room in my house or space. Find ways. You're gonna find ways to do it yourself. You're gonna be smart, and you're gonna start generating sales to make yourself some money on eBay. So that's how I run my eBay business at the luxury of my home. I'm still a full-time college student. I run another landscaping business as well, but I love selling. I love reselling. It's so fun to me, and I get really excited and I get more joy out of selling something that I thrifted and flipped maybe for $5 to $50 on eBay rather than doing a $1,000, $2,000 landscaping job. It's just the matter of the process is sweet to me. That's what I love, and that's kind of how I just keep it going in my room. Downstairs, simple business ran out of the home of my parents. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I love you if you see this. You guys rock, and I appreciate all the things that you guys do for me. I really love it. Just kidding. But yeah, that's how I rock it. Go out there. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any concerns on how to start your own business, eBay business, flipping, reselling, whatever. If you need help with loading your inventory or where to store, hit me up in that comment section. I'll tell you guys what I do and kind of give you some hints and tips. If you have any better ways that you do it, leave a comment as well. But thank you for tuning in. This is how we ship. This is how my process of running my eBay business at home. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Peter Roberts. I'll see you 1, 2, 3 in the next video. Out.